Okay, so welcome to Unit 9, which is the last unit of this course. So congratulations that you've made it this far. So this unit is going to be all about data analysis, and there's not really a whole lot of vocab to do an introduction video, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. So we're starting with bar graphs. For the bar graphs, there's going to be 3 different videos because there's 3 different types of bar graphs. So make sure that you watch all 3 of them. Okay, so some features about a bar graph. The bars of a bar graph can either be vertical or horizontal. So you should have picked up this paper as well. So here are the regular bar graphs. So this is an example of the vertical, and then down here is the example of the horizontal. And we're going to kind of label this, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So each bar must be the same width and must be spaced spaced out the same amount. So meaning that each bar needs to be the same from side to side, and there needs to be the same amount of space in between each bar. But the lengths or the heights, depending on if it's horizontal or vertical, of the bars represent the values of the variables being displayed, or how frequently the variable has occurred, or what's known as the percent of how much the variable has occurred. The same measurement scale is used for the length of each bar. Okay, then the graph must be well labeled with a title, labels for each bar, and a vertical scale or the actual value for each length of the bar. Okay, then just some other information. A bar graph can display either a numerical, so a number, or category data. So, okay. So now let's go ahead and let's grab the this out. So remember that the bar width is all the same, and that the space between each bar is all the same. So some things that you need. So you need this right here, which is your title. And you should have a little bit of some knowledge of this from doing our data booklets all year long so far. Okay, so then over here, so you have to label both your vertical and your horizontal axis. So this label is what your number represents. So they're talking about unemployment rate. So your unemployment rate, that percentage is what's going here for this particular graph. And then this label is how you're categorizing it. So this is your label for your category. So then this right here is your scale. So this is just going up by 1 each time. So that should always be the same. So from 0 to 1 is 1, from 1 to 2 is 1, so on and so forth. So that's your scale, and that should always be the same throughout. Then you are going to have a number above your bar. That's how much your label is. So that's for your category, how much for that particular country is your unemployment rate. And then here is your actual category items. And it's the same for the horizontal, everything's just rotated to the side. So basically your categories, your label categories go over here, and then your what your number represents is over here. So it's just kind of flip-flopped. And you can kind of see that down here. But everything else should be the same. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's practice making one of these. So if you turn the page in your notes, so right here, we are going to create this. So you're going to need a ruler. So when you are creating this, you want to keep in mind how many you have. So you know how long to make your lines, I guess. So down here, let's go ahead and let's just put is your label category. So first of all, the following table shows the results of asking our algebra class what their 2 favorite sports are. Create the bar graph below. So these are people's favorite sports. So that's our title. So the sports themselves are going to be what's down here. And then, so I'm getting those by what is here. So my sports and my frequency. So then along the side is what the frequency is. So I'm coming up with how long to make this. I need to see how many sports I actually have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6 sports. So they all need to be the same. The bars need to be the same and then the same amount of space in between. So I like to just make it easy and just make each one 1 centimeter. So I would need 1 centimeter for the bar itself and then 1 centimeter in between each bar. So I would need 12 centimeters. So I'm just going to start at the 0 and go to 12. And then if you want, you can make like little dots at each one so you know where you should be starting each bar. Okay, and then my highest number is 15. So I'm going to have to go up at a certain scale. So now we don't have to go up 15 centimeters because we just don't clearly have that amount of space on our paper. So what we could do is make it 5 centimeters and then make each one worth 3. So 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. Okay, so now let's put our labels on here. So the first one is baseball and softball. So baseball / softball. Okay, then I need to leave this space open. Okay, then the next one would be basketball. Then leave a space and then football. Then leave a space and then soccer. Then leave a space and then tennis. Then leave a space and then other. Okay. So then we would go ahead and we would put each number on there. So the first one is 6. Now these need to be as straight as you can. So you know that 6 was at the 2 centimeter mark. So I'm just going to draw this up to the 2 centimeter, over. Okay. Basketball was at the 7, so I need to make it a little bit higher. Now, please try to make these as straight as possible. Okay, and football was at 11, so not quite to the 4 centimeter. Not quite to the 4 centimeters. Let's make it like that. Okay, soccer was 8, so just below the 3 centimeter. Okay, then tennis is at 2, so not quite to the 1 centimeter yet. And then the other was at 15, so that's the full 5 centimeters. Okay, so then the last thing that you need to do is just go put those numbers on top of your bars. So 6, 7, 11, 8, 2, and 15. Okay. So there's that for the first video. So either you can just move right on to the next video, or you can just go into your homework and do all the ones that say a bar graph. So not a, there's a Pareto chart, and then there is a cluster bar graph. So you wouldn't know how to do those ones yet, but okay. So I will talk to you in the next video. Have a good day.